The first explosion doesn't sound like an explosion at all. It sounds like the sky tearing open. A deep metallic crack rolls across the night, vibrating through windows, through walls, through bone. You don't see the missile, no one does. You just see the light, white, blinding, unnatural, turning midnight into something worse than day. For a split second, the city freezes. Cars halt mid-intersection. A man drops his phone. Somewhere, a child starts laughing, thinking it's fireworks. And then the second impact hits, and the third, and the fourth, and suddenly the ground is moving. People don't run at first. They look up. That's the mistake. The sirens arrive late, not early warning, late warning. A long, broken wail that sounds confused, like even the system doesn't understand what's happening. Phones buzz at the same time, emergency alerts stacking over each other, glitching, repeating, freezing. Incoming rocket fire. Then again, incoming, incoming, incoming. But there's no time to read, there's no time to process, because above the city, something is wrong. There are too many trails. Normally, there are interceptions, tiny flashes mid-air, precise bursts where defense meets threat. People have seen it before. They trust it, they expect it. But tonight, the sky is full of streaks and almost no interceptions. A few flickers try to rise, weak and scattered, like sparks against a flood. Then nothing, just lines of fire descending, uninterrupted. Someone whispers at first, then someone else, then everyone at once. The system, it's not working. The fifth missile hits closer. Glass shatters inward like rain. A balcony collapses. Power cuts in one entire block, then another, then another. Darkness spreads unevenly, interrupted by fire. Sirens multiply now, not just alerts, but ambulances, police, fire trucks, each one overlapping until the city becomes a single continuous scream. And still, more are coming. In another part of the country, a family is halfway through dinner when the lights flicker once, twice, and die. The father reaches for his phone, already knowing. The mother doesn't ask. The youngest child is still chewing, confused by the silence. Then the first distant boom arrives, too deep to be thunder. The windows tremble, the plates rattle, and then the phone lights up. 120 missiles. No explanation, no context, just a number. At first, it sounds impossible, a glitch, a mistranslation. Numbers don't feel real when they're that large. But then the sounds begin to overlap. Impacts from different directions, different distances, arriving at slightly different times. The rhythm is wrong. It's not a single strike. It's a wave, a sustained, deliberate storm. The father stands up too fast, knocking his chair backward. We go, now. No one argues. Not tonight. Across the region, radar stations are overwhelmed. Screens fill with signatures, too many to track individually. Operators try to assign priorities, but the system begins to lag. Commands delay. Interceptors launch too late or not at all. One operator stares at the screen, watching icons blink out, not because the missiles are gone, but because the system has stopped tracking them. Where did they go? Someone asked. No one answered. In a command center far away, the first reports arrive fragmented. Multiple impacts, defense saturation, interception failure rate above. The sentence cuts off. Another voice cuts in. We're blind in sectors 3 and 4. Then another. Communications dropping. Then silence. Not complete silence. Worse. Partial silence. Voices cutting in and out. Words missing. Meaning lost. Someone finally says it clearly. This isn't a strike. This is an overload. Back in the city, people are running now. Not in straight lines. There's nowhere safe to run to. They move instinctively, turning corners, ducking into doorways, pressing against walls. A man tries to help an elderly woman down the stairs, but another explosion throws both of them off balance. Dust fills the air, thick and choking. It smells like concrete, like metal, like something burned that shouldn't burn. A car alarm starts, then another, then dozens. The sky flashes again, brighter this time, closer. You feel the heat before you hear the sound. And when it comes, it's not a single boom, it's a layered impact, as if multiple strikes have merged into one massive udar that presses the air out of your lungs. Somewhere, a power station goes down. Half the city goes dark instantly. The other half flickers, unstable, like it's about to follow. Streetlights blink in uneven patterns, traffic lights freeze, and elevators stop between floors. People inside them begin to scream. And still, more are coming. In neighboring countries, people are waking up to the noise. Not explosions yet, but alerts, rumors, messages flooding group chats. Videos begin to appear online, shaky, overexposed clips of the sky filled with streaks of light. At first, people think it's exaggerated, edited, fake. But then the same videos appear from different angles, different cities, different people. It's real. Markets freeze, flights are delayed mid-air, air traffic controllers begin rerouting everything away from the region, but the skies are already crowded. Pilots receive conflicting instructions, some lose contact entirely. One plane turns back abruptly, its passengers unaware that below them, the world had already started to shift. Back on the ground, the 6th, 7th, 8th waves hit, not as separate volleys, but as continuous pressure. Emergency services can't keep up. Calls stack endlessly. Dispatchers stop asking questions. They just log locations and hope someone can respond. A hospital takes a direct hit on its outer wing. Inside, the lights cut out mid-surgery. Backup generators kick in, but not all of them. One operating room goes completely dark. The surgeon freezes, hands still. The monitor flatlines, not because the patient is gone, but because the machine has lost power. For a moment, no one moves. Then, chaos resumes. Manual ventilation, shouted instructions, blood where it shouldn't be. Outside, people are gathering, not to help, but because they don't know where else to go. The streets feel safer than buildings. Open space feels like control. But the sky doesn't care about open space. Another impact. Closer. Someone drops to their knees, covering their head. Others follow, not because it helps, but because it feels like something. In military bases across the region, retaliation protocols begin to activate. Not fully, not yet, but systems are waking up. Missiles are being prepared, aircraft are being fueled, submarines receive coded signals, short, precise, impossible to misinterpret. But there's hesitation, because no one is sure if this is the first move or the beginning of something much larger. Back in the command center, a new realization hits. This wasn't random targeting. The impacts aren't evenly distributed, they're strategic. Communication hubs, power grids, transportation nodes, defensive infrastructure. It's not just destruction, it's dismantling, a calculated attempt to blind, isolate, and overwhelm. And it's working. Internet connectivity drops in waves, first slowdowns, then outages. Entire regions go offline. Information becomes fragmented, unreliable. People don't know what's happening beyond what they can see, and what they can see is already too much. Rumors spread faster than facts. More missiles coming, chemical payloads, ground invasion. Each one feels possible. Each one adds weight to the fear already pressing down on everyone. In one apartment, a young man sits in complete darkness, his phone the only light. He scrolls endlessly, searching for confirmation, for clarity, for anything that makes sense. But every video is worse than the last. Every message contradicts the previous one. Finally, he stops scrolling. He just listens. To the distant impacts, to the sirens, to the silence in between. And that's when he realizes something else. The gaps between explosions are getting shorter. This isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. In the sky, new streaks appear, different trajectories, different speeds. Not part of the original wave, something else has entered the equation. Defense systems try to recalibrate, but they're already behind, already damaged, already overwhelmed. And then, for the first time, an interception works. A bright flash mid-air, A cheer rises from somewhere below, brief, desperate. But it's just one, out of dozens, out of hundreds. It doesn't change anything. The scale is now undeniable. This isn't a single attack. This is the opening of a chain reaction. Across continents, governments begin emergency sessions. Leaders are woken abruptly, briefed in fragments. Advisors speak in urgent, overlapping voices. Maps light up with indicators, conflict zones, potential escalation paths, alliances that could activate within hours. And then, the question no one wants to answer is finally asked. Do we respond? Because responding doesn't mean ending this. It means expanding it. Back on the ground, the fires are spreading. Not contained, not controlled. Entire blocks are burning. The heat